but I'm pretty sure that the Raiders brought him in for a visit, a top 30 visit, and had him on their whiteboard. And I think they probably have a pretty good idea of what he's capable of from understanding defenses and things like that. So they might try to take advantage of that situation a little bit. And I think he's going to make some mistakes, but he has to play within himself. Sure, you can take some shots downfield, but you cannot try to be legendary in your first start. Do not try to do too much and prove to the world that you should not have fallen to the 5th round.
The Cleveland Browns are about to do something that has the entire football world buzzing. Shedeur Sanders is getting his shot. And according to Cleveland's most plugged-in insider, Kay Cabot, this isn't just another rookie getting thrown into the fire. This is a calculated chess move by a desperate franchise looking for anything, literally anything, that resembles hope in what's been a catastrophic season. But here's where it gets interesting. Cabot isn't just reporting the news. She's laying out a roadmap for what Sunday in Vegas is actually going to look like. And she's dropping a warning that should terrify Browns fans. The Raiders already have the scouting report on Shedeur. This isn't just a debut, it's a trap. Comment SS Rocks if you want Shedeur to win. Like this video if you love Shedeur. Let's start with the elephant in the room.
They're going to watch that tape and they're going to know exactly what went wrong for him. And then the other thing I don't think anybody is talking about is the fact that I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that the Raiders brought him in for a visit, a top 30 visit, and had him on their whiteboard. And I think they probably have a pretty good idea of what he's capable of from understanding defenses and things like that.
This is absolutely critical. The Raiders scouted Shedeur extensively before the draft. They know his tendencies. They know his weaknesses. They know he has a tendency to hold the ball too long and take unnecessary sacks. They know about the backward scrambles that drove Colorado fans crazy and will absolutely not fly in the NFL. And they're going to exploit every single bit of that knowledge. Cabot predicts, and this feels almost guaranteed, that the Raiders are going to blitz Shedeur early and often. They're going to try to confuse him, rattle him, get him off his game before he ever finds any rhythm. This is the NFL's baptism by fire, and it's going to burn. But here's where it gets fascinating. Because despite all of this, despite the disaster scenario that could unfold, Kay Cabot is actually cautiously optimistic about what we might see. Why? Because of what happened in Baltimore. Remember that final drive against the Ravens? Shedeur came in cold off the bench, no preparation with the first team, and he actually moved the football. He put the ball in Gage Larviden's hands for a chance to tie the game. It didn't work out, but it showed something. It showed poise. It showed accuracy. It showed the kind of intangible quality that separates NFL quarterbacks from college quarterbacks. Now imagine what he can do with a full week of practice, with a game plan designed specifically for his skill set, with receivers who've actually run routes with him in practice all week instead of seeing him for the first time in a game situation. That's the optimistic case. That's why Browns fans and Shedeur Sanders fans from Colorado are going to pack Allegiant Stadium on Sunday. That's why this game matters more than the 2-9 record would suggest. But Cabot also issues a warning, a crucial one that Shedeur absolutely must heed if this debut is going to be anything other than a cautionary tale.
So the Browns are going to have to give him some nice outlet passes. They're going to have to give him things that he feels comfortable with, throw out the things that he doesn't feel confident with. And I think he's going to make some mistakes, but he has to play
within himself. Those 4 words are everything. Because the temptation for Shedeur, a 5th-round pick who's been doubted his entire life, who's heard the nepotism jokes, who's watched quarterbacks drafted before him get opportunities first, the temptation is going to be to prove everyone wrong immediately, to sling it downfield on every play, to try to make the highlight throws, to show the world that he should have been a 1st-round pick all along. But that's exactly how rookie quarterbacks self-destruct. That's how you throw 3 interceptions in the first quarter. That's how you turn a developmental opportunity into a career setback. The smart play? Take what the defense gives you. Hit the checkdowns, move the chains. Don't try to be a hero on every single snap. Build confidence. Show improvement from the Baltimore appearance. Give the Browns a reason to believe you can be the guy moving forward. The Browns are 2-9. Dillon Gabriel, their 3rd-round pick, who was supposed to be the answer, is in concussion protocol. The offensive line is banged up. The running game has been inconsistent at best, and now they're handing the keys to a 5th-round rookie who's never taken a meaningful NFL snap with the first team until this week.
Well, I think that the Browns are going to devise a game plan for Shedeur Sanders that he feels really comfortable with. I think they're going to dial it back. I don't think he will have as much of the playbook at his disposal as Dillon Gabriel did.
This is the key to everything. The Browns aren't asking Shedeur to be Patrick Mahomes. They're not expecting him to walk into Allegiant Stadium and throw for 400 yards. Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees are smart enough to know that would be football suicide. Instead, they're building a game plan specifically tailored to what Shedeur can do. And according to Cabot, what he can do is throw the football with precision that makes coaches' jaws drop in practice. We're talking about a quarterback who's been dazzling teammates on the scout team with throws that shouldn't be physically possible. But here's the catch, and it's a massive one. Shedeur Sanders is not a mobile quarterback. He's not going to extend plays with his legs like Dillon Gabriel can. He's not going to run RPOs and design keepers that make the Browns' offensive system actually function the way it's designed to. He's a pocket passer in an offense that's increasingly built around quarterback mobility. So what does that mean for Sunday? It means the Browns are going to have to reinvent their offensive identity for at least 1 week, maybe more. No RPOs, fewer bootlegs, simplified reads. Everything designed to get the ball out of Shedeur's hands quickly before Max Crosby and Max Crosby's friends on the Raiders' defensive line turn him into a highlight reel for all the wrong reasons. And make no mistake, they're coming for him. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said Dillon Gabriel would come back when healthy. But when Cabot pressed him on that, when she asked if that meant just for the Raiders game or permanently, Stefanski backed off. He said he's not looking beyond this week.
I think Dave's, over the course of his career, has shown to always play through some unique injuries. But that knee, certainly, he's a warrior.
That's not an accident. That's leaving the door open. If Shedeur plays well on Sunday, not perfect, not spectacular, just solid, there's a real argument for letting him keep playing, for giving him continuity, for letting him build on whatever success he finds instead of yanking him back to the bench the moment Dillon Gabriel clears protocol. And Cabot makes a compelling case for exactly that approach. Let Shedeur develop over these final 7 games. Let him take his lumps, learn from his mistakes, show what he can become. Then, maybe you bring Dillon Gabriel back for a game or 2 at the end if the situation warrants it. But here's the fascinating subplot that nobody's talking about enough. Dillon Gabriel isn't just some placeholder. Before the concussion, with Tommy Rees calling plays, Gabriel was actually starting to show something. He was making plays. He was using his mobility to extend drives. He was demonstrating why the Browns spent a 3rd-round pick on him. So this isn't a simple decision. This is a legitimate quarterback competition between 2 rookies who both have legitimate quarterback qualities and both have significant weaknesses. Welcome to Cleveland Browns football, where even the quarterback situation is unnecessarily complicated. Let's talk about the supporting cast, because Shedeur can't do this alone. The offensive line is beat up. Both tackles were limited in practice with knee injuries. David Njoku, who's crucial to the blocking scheme, missed practice with a knee issue. The Raiders may not be a blitzing team typically, but against a rookie making his first start, they're bringing pressure. Bank on it. That means Quinshon Judkins needs to be a factor in pass protection. The receivers need to help with chip blocks. Everyone needs to be on point picking up blitzes. Because if Shedeur is running for his life all game, it doesn't matter how accurate his arm is or how well he throws to tight windows. But there's an opportunity here, a real one. The Raiders have a weak offensive line themselves. Myles Garrett is half a sack away from breaking his own franchise record. He's playing at a level that's honestly unprecedented in Browns history, and Cabot says that with full awareness of Joe Thomas and everything he accomplished.
On that. Now, do I marvel at his skill? Yes. And I marvel at it in practice. There's been many a practice that he's ruined, and that's when he's practicing versus the Browns. That's when he's practicing against another team like we do in training camp.
If the Browns defense can dominate, and they should be able to, that takes pressure off Shedeur. That gives him short fields. That lets him manage the game instead of having to win it single-handedly. This is the blueprint for Sunday. Dominate defensively, run the ball effectively with Judkins, let Shedeur make the easy throws. Don't ask him to be Superman. Do that, and the Browns might actually win this game. They might walk out of Vegas 3-9 with a quarterback controversy that's actually based on positive developments instead of injury and desperation. And that would be something. That would be the first glimmer of hope in a season that's been devoid of it. But it requires Shedeur to do something difficult, something that goes against every competitive instinct he has. It requires him to be patient, to trust the process, to not try to prove he's the next coming of his father's legacy in one afternoon.
You can take some shots downfield, but you cannot try to be legendary in your first start. Do not try to do too much and prove to the world that you should not have fallen to the 5th round.
There it is, the entire philosophy in one sentence. You can't change minds with one game. You can't erase the draft day slide with one performance. All you can do is execute the game plan, make the throws that are there, avoid the catastrophic mistakes, and give your team a chance to win. Do that, and the rest will take care of itself. So here's what we're watching for on Sunday in Vegas. We're watching to see if Shedeur can handle the blitz. We're watching to see if he takes unnecessary sacks or gets rid of the ball quickly. We're watching to see if he makes the easy throws or tries to be a hero on every play. We're watching to see if Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees can design an offense that works without quarterback mobility. We're watching to see if the offensive line can hold up against the pass rush that's going to be relentless. And we're watching to see if this is the beginning of something real for Shedeur Sanders, or just another chapter in the Cleveland Browns' never-ending quest to find a franchise quarterback. Mary Kay Cabot thinks he's got elite accuracy. She thinks he's dazzled coaches in practice. She thinks with the right game plan and the right approach, he can actually succeed on Sunday. But she's also realistic. She knows the pitfalls. She knows the dangers of asking too much from a 5th-round rookie in his first start. The truth is probably somewhere in between. Shedeur will make some impressive throws that remind everyone why he was a Heisman contender at Colorado. He'll also make some rookie mistakes that remind everyone why he fell to the 5th round. The question is, which version shows up more often? The question is whether the Browns can protect him well enough to let his talent shine through. The question is whether he can resist the temptation to do too much. We're about to find out. Sunday in Vegas, Shedeur Sanders' NFL debut. A 2-9 team desperately searching for anything to build on. A rookie quarterback with everything to prove and nothing to lose. This is either going to be the feel-good story of the week or another reminder of why the Browns can't have nice things. Place your bets accordingly.